Hello, this is Jeff Malone, the X is Silent, here with a review of the October 20th, 2012 episode of Saturday Night Live with host and musical guest Bruno Mars. Let's get right into the sketches. The great sketches of this episode were we're going with a little bit of a political bent for the great sketches with the debate, the presidential town hall debate, and Donkey Punch the Ballot, the latest event from Underground Records. The debates may just have been the best debate sketch since 2000. The best one since Strategery and the Lockbox. And when Jay, as Obama, dropped the mic and wiped dirt off his shoulders, that was a moment that I'm sure we've all been waiting for. And then Donkey Punch the Ballot under Underground Records. Always love to see an appearance from DJ Super Soak and Lil Blaster. As far as sketches like those go, just watch them because there's not much I can say about them other than just repeating all the bits and pieces that provided laughs throughout. The good sketches, the Brad Pitt commercial for Taco Bell, Sad Mouse, Stefan, of course, on Weekend Update, the Maryville Brothers trolley ride sketch, and Yeti Point. The Maryville Brothers, I'm being a little lenient on, but because it's nowhere near as good as the original was. It just can't be. It can't match the shock value, since it's not the first appearance. But it's not like terribly beaten into the ground, and it's still appreciably creepy. So it works well enough. The Sad Mouse, the short film there, was very interesting, and it's good to see that even with Andy Samberg gone, they're still doing some pre-recorded bits like that one. It's I've seen a lot of commenters online comparing this to like the Schiller Vision films that they did in like I think 80s and 90s, maybe the 70s. But yeah, I mean, wasn't the most hilarious thing ever, but worked as a few minutes of television. Let's put it that way. The mediocre, the first Brad Pitt one, the one that was actually for Chanel, and the do's and don'ts bit about the debate prep edition on Update. That's how that goes. And then the bad, the monologue, Bruno's monologue, haters, Pandora sketch, Seth for the most part on Update, and then Brad Pitt for the dog condoms and for Dr. Zizmore. The Pandora sketch, a lot of people seem to have liked this one, and you know what? I guess I'm being maybe a bit harsh on it, but I thought the premise was just unbearably dumb, and Bruno's impressions were good, most definitely, but he was making these faces and he was just contorting his head, and what are you doing? Settle down. And oh man, the haters sketch, that was just embarrassing. And why was that the first sketch after the monologue? Is yeah. And oh man, they just they went on with the Brad Pitt commercials, and it just got more and more unbearable. Luckily, they didn't last much more than 15 seconds. So, at least there's that. As far as Bruno's musical performances, I definitely enjoyed the first one, which was called I forget the name of it, but it was the one where the band was like 8 band members were right behind him, and they had their saxophones and their guitars and whatever they had, and they were doing a bit of dancing behind him, and it worked. The second song, I believe, was "Young Wild Girls." Just didn't do much for me. Maybe it did something for his fans, but I didn't see it. It wasn't much of a performance that non-fans could go like, okay, yeah, that won me over. Overall, I'm thinking 5.9 or maybe 6. I'll say 5.9 Jeffs out of 10. So a few really good sketches in here, but the most bad sketches of any episodes so far this season. They didn't ruin the whole episode. It was just, it was an okay episode, I guess, overall. And yes, it's been a while where there were, things like the Haters sketch and then Brad Pitt for Dr. Zizmore, where I just did not like them at all. But luckily, I think they're just forgettable or insignificant enough. So anyway, the best part of this episode was the announcement of the host for the next show, which will be on November 3rd, Louis C.K. I did not think Louis would be up for SNL, but apparently he is. So that better work out. At least the monologue will be good. I think we can be sure of that. And then we got musical guest fun, so that should do. So I will see you then. That'll be in a couple of weeks. And in the meantime,